Welcome to Warrior Wisdom and Wellness. Now here's your host, Diane Young.
Hi, I'm Diane Young, the host of Warrior Wisdom and Wellness podcast, and I'm really excited to be here with Jamie today from the VA, and we're going to talk about the tough stuff, death benefits for veterans. So when a veteran dies, now what? I'm going to let Jamie introduce herself and talk a little bit about why she is passionate about this topic, maybe how she got into it, and just let her take it away. So welcome, Jamie.
Thanks, Diane. My name is Jamie Price. I'm the burial detail clerk at the VA Medical Center in Milwaukee. I got into this, I don't know, I've always kind of had an interest in just trying to help veterans. I am former TSA. I worked at Mitchell International for 10 years.
Wow.
I came to the VA in June of 2021. Did a little bit of time in the environmental management department. Saw this job open up, and I said that this has been my dream job. I've always kind of been interested in end of life, and I saw that this was kind of a calling for me. Because I'm not a super emotional person, and I feel like I can be the strong one in an emotional time for veterans, and I've just really hit my stride and absolutely loved my job.
That's priceless. And that's quite a gift to be able to be that reason.
Right.
In such a difficult time.
Yes, a lot of family members are really thankful for that rock when they're crumbling. They need somebody to keep it together, and just kind of tell them where to go, what they need to do, and just give them direction, because their world has crumbled. But I'm there every day guiding them and helping them to navigate the waters of the benefits that veterans are entitled to.
Nice. That's something I think is really often overlooked, and we don't think about it until it's time. So
Right.
I know that you're going to talk about some of the FAQs and some of the myths. At some point in your dealing with family members, do you also guide them to somebody for grief counseling? Is it?
Yeah,
something?
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. That is definitely something we have available through our psychology department. Our palliative care coordinators are absolutely fabulous and recommend, well, I would say more guide our family members to counseling, and that's for the whole family, should they need it. And we have plenty of resources should the family members need that.
Very nice. Now that you mention that, I realize that our family has benefited from that as well, because my in-laws are from Milwaukee and were in palliative care. I forgot about that. It's been a few years. So that was a very good experience for us. So thank you for what you're doing there and being part of that. So I know we have a lot to talk about.
Yes.
I know you want to start with some FAQs and some of the myths. So just go ahead and jump right in there.
Okay. I would kind of like to talk about what happens when a vet passes. What should you do? One of the first calls you should make would be to either the VA, the hospital, if the vet is seen at Milwaukee, Green Bay, Madison, etc. Give us a call. Ask for the detail clerk, decedent affairs, death benefits. They're going to route you to me or one of our other detail clerks in the region, and we're going to put in a notification that the veteran has passed away. What that's going to do is stop any medications, it's going to notify all of the providers, and it's going to cancel any upcoming appointments so that you don't get mail, you don't have medications coming, and it's going to let everybody on the team know that we've lost the vet. We can also then take a look at the chart and see what kind of benefits the vet is entitled to at that time, and kind of guide the family as to what direction they need to go in, and also put them kind of on a timeline, like, okay, you have this amount of time to file this benefit. This needs to be taken care of right away. This does not. And I know that's helpful in the time of need.
Right.
The Veterans Benefit Association or the regional office can also take that call. And it's especially important to contact them when a vet has a service-connected disability that they're receiving a monthly benefit for. So
they don't get overpaid and then have to pay that back?
Exactly. Yeah. I meet so many, it's usually widows that are really concerned about their income being taken back.
Right.
And the veteran service offices are wonderful at guiding spouses in claiming the survivor or the DIC, dependency and indemnity compensation benefits that the spouses are entitled to after a service-connected veteran passes.
I've heard great things about the Vet Center working with the widows as well.
Yes.
So thank you for
Yes.
mentioning them.
Absolutely.
And I think that you mentioned something that's important, where to go when it finally happens or suddenly
Yes.
happens.
Mhm.
I think any VA would be able to refer them and get them
Correct.
started in that process. They don't
Correct.
have to know which VA they were affiliated
No.
with or anything.
Nope.
Thank
Nope.
you.
I get many calls for the VAs up north. I can do the same thing that they do. Just because I'm not super familiar with that region doesn't mean I can't take that call and I can't help. Or if I'm not familiar, I will get you to the proper person who is.
Nice.
And that's what we're here for, is to help out the veterans and the families.
Nice. So make note when Jamie gives her phone number, because she will help you out.
I am here. I am here to help
Thank
in
you.
whatever way I can. Kind of piggybacking off of that is talking about eligibility for burial. These are kind of the FAQs that we talked about. I just kind of want to start off with a question I get all the time. Unfortunately, Wood National Cemetery on the grounds of the VA in Milwaukee is full. I am so sorry. I get that question all the time. The only people who are being buried there currently are those who have a spouse that has already passed and is buried there right now. The remaining spouse can still go into that grave because they've already been pre-approved. And there are some circumstances where if you have a relative buried there, they can sometimes put an urn on top. It's a lengthy process, and there's a lot of paperwork involved. I'm not saying it can't be done, but it's definitely a process. And if that's something you'd like to look into, the cemetery staff at Wood can help you with it. But there is no open interment. There's no plans to expand, anything like that. And I know it's disappointing for a lot of people. The cemetery that's currently being used for the Milwaukee area is Southern Wisconsin Memorial Veterans Cemetery, and that's in Union Grove. Then we do have King, that is in the King area. And then there is a veteran cemetery in Spooner, Wisconsin as well. So we've got, that's like Oshkosh area, Eau Claire area, and Milwaukee area. For the 3 veteran cemeteries that are currently accepting, that's cremains and full body burials for veterans. That's going to be for the veteran and their legal spouse. I do get a lot of questions whether children can go in with the spouse or ex-spouses. The ex-spouse is a definite no. The children have to be a disabled child, and it has to be proven that they were dependent on the parent.
Wow.
There has to be court paperwork that shows that. So it doesn't happen very often, but it is something that can be done.
Right. Now, these beautiful brochures right here talk a
Yes.
lot more about that, right?
It does. It does.
Do you want to talk more about those, or just to make them aware of them?
These are available at all of our VAs. If you have an appointment or you're just in the neighborhood, stop by. We have these available at the eligibility enrollment area, which is right when you walk in the front door in Milwaukee. Side note, my office is right on the first floor as well, 1177. I'm right outside the emergency room. Feel free to stop by anytime. My door is always open. The lights are never on, but if my door is open, I am there.
Nice.
I just, I don't like bright lights, so I keep my lights off,
Wow.
but feel free to stop by.
These are really pretty, and not something you'd leave sitting on the coffee table, so to speak, or, on the armchair, but as a veteran myself, we have this kind of literature in a box in the freezer, and so we made sure that the children know, adult children, where to find that in case something like that happens to us or we're incapacitated, so they know where to find those benefits. So it would be quite a benefit to you to have this kind of literature available, and that your loved ones know where to find it when they need it. And direct them to Jamie as a quick point of contact. And put her
Absolutely.
number on there too.
Absolutely. This is also a really great guide that National Cemetery Association put out. It has basically every form
Oh.
that you can possibly imagine, from a headstone to memorial items to burial benefit. It talks about things that need to be taken care of when a veteran passes, everything from finances to wills to life insurance to bank accounts. This is a really great guide that you can fill out and leave for your family, like you
Wow.
were saying. We also have these books at the VA. I know the Vet Center has them. A lot of different veterans organizations have these.
And the prices, right? They're free, right?
Free.
Yay! That's a veteran rate.
That's right.
Nice.
So these are really wonderful. I give them out to a lot of vets. We always recommend at least take a look and
yeah.
try to have some type of plan in
Right.
place, because there are so many vets that pass at the VA that have no idea what they're going to do, and their family is overwhelmed when the time
Right.
does come. There's no funeral home chosen. They don't know about the burial benefits. They don't
Right.
know about anything.
Yep.
So at least think about it. Talk
Yeah.
about it. If you can pre-plan with a funeral home, please do. It would just make everything so much easier on your next of kin.
Right. I've seen it happen where family members don't know, and it starts a major conflict in the
Yes.
family because one party thinks that it should be this way and the other one says, no, mom said it was like this. And so
Yes.
the last thing they need is any kind of conflict or confusion
Right.
to add to the grief that they're already dealing with.
Right, and that kind of rolls into my next topic of next of kin. There is a next of kin hierarchy. And
Oh, it's established, right?
oh my God, it can get muddy.
Yeah.
You know, veterans have complex relationships with their families. It's just something that happens sometimes. You know, I could have a veteran that has a spouse for 50 years and a significant other for 40 years. Well, the spouse is going to be the legal next of kin, you know, whether they've been estranged or not.
Whether they want to be or not.
We have to go by that legal
It can be
hierarchy.
complicated, so that's why
Right.
it's important to
Right. Now,
record.
say you want the person to take care of your final wishes to be somebody other than your next of kin, your legal next of kin, you can make that happen, but you have to fill out the paperwork before you are unable to make your own decisions.
And that paperwork's probably free as well, right?
It sure is, and your social worker would be more than happy to help you with it. It's called the disposition of body. You can have all of your funeral wishes known. All you have to do is fill it out, sign it with that person that you are choosing. There need to be 2 witnesses or a notary. And we're more than happy to, if you don't know who your social worker is, we're more than happy to set you up with your social worker. We even have notaries at the VA that are available to help with that as well.
Exactly, and that's all free, right?
It's all free.
So I say this a little bit lightheartedly, but also to stress the point that it's all here for us and it's
Yes.
free.
It's-
So it's worth taking the time so that we can prevent our family from
Right.
additional heartache when we pass.
It can be uncomfortable to talk about, but if we have a little bit of uncomfortable conversation now, it's going to save our families a lot of uncomfortable conversation down the road when
Right.
we're not here anymore.
Yep.
It's so much easier when a family comes to me and gives me a folder and says, here, my mother, father, grandfather, etc., has chosen this funeral home, they want this service, they're going to this cemetery, I give you my permission to release. Done. My hands are done. I fill out the paperwork, I sign the release form, the funeral home comes and picks up. So much easier than, well, we don't know where the money's going to come from. We don't know if he wanted to be buried or cremated. We don't know if this person wants this. We haven't talked to this person in 30 years. So it's nothing that anyone wants to think about right now. Nobody wants to think about dying, but we are all here to, with all of these services and benefits for our veterans, to help you. So please come in, use our services. We are more than happy to help you with everything and make it the easiest possible for everybody.
Thank you. So we're counting on you all to share this information so that we can make it easier on the next family.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't have to be messy.
Right,
Thank
right.
you.
Absolutely. I just want to also make it clear that I kind of touched on this, the longtime partner benefits. We have a lot of vets who, well, we've been together 30 years, we've been together 40 years, never married. These are great partners for our vets, but unfortunately, if they pass away without benefit of marriage, there's no survivor benefits, there's no burial benefits. It's tragic to see these people who thought that they would be receiving some type of financial benefit, and there is nothing. Mm-hmm. And it's heartbreaking to see these people, especially the elderly people.
Right.
So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, that it must be a legal marriage to have benefits after death.
Okay. What about the vet center if somebody was in that situation as a long-term partner and they don't qualify for a lot of the benefits? Will the vet center still be able to do grief counseling for them?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
We're still here for you, emotionally and as much as we can be.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to be very clear as to what you are and are not entitled to, because there's a lot of misinformation out there and a lot of myth.
Right.
So we want to be as upfront as we can and help the veteran and the families.
Right. That's awesome.
Yes.
Well, not a pleasant conversation, however, very important. Better to be prepared. What do they say? Forewarned is forearmed. Definitely can prevent a lot of heartache on top of heartache. So
yes.
Thanks for being here and sharing all of this valuable information. And I hope that you all will help us share this information so that we can prevent any unnecessary hardship on our veterans. So thank you, Jamie, for being here and sharing all this information with us. Thank you for being here, and be well.